This is part 6 of a series where I watch Bleach for the first time and talk about it. You can watch the other 5 parts here. What up y'all, it's the homie Dame and it's time to talk about Bleach. After the long marathon of the RUKIA saga, I got to experience something a bit more down to earth with the Lost Substitute Shinigami arc, or as some fans call it, the Fullbring arc. Now, way back when I first started watching the show, even before I got to the Soul Society arc, people were telling me things about this Fullbring arc. Oh, it's the worst thing ever, you're gonna hate it. Oh, it's actually underrated. Oh, you, Damian, specifically might like it because you like the earlier parts of Bleach. So I guess this arc was kind of like a looming boogeyman in the future that I was curious to get to in order to find out what all the fuss was about. And now, here we are. Let's just get right into it, I guess. Number 1. Fullbringer. I hardly even know her. So let's recap where we're at in the series and what's going on in this Lost Substitute Shinigami arc. At the end of the RUKIA saga, Ichigo loses his powers after slapping Aizen across the face with his big, girthy Getsuga Tensho. So this arc takes place 17 months after that, right? Ichigo is going through a period of melancholy as he adjusts to simply being a normal Japanese high school student. Unfortunately, he can no longer enjoy the life that comes with being a Shinigami, including such perks like having a small ghost girl living in your closet, dangling your bankai around in public without getting arrested for indecency, and hanging out with exciting characters like Takashi 69, Robot Captain, and Hanataro. Now he has to work odd jobs and hang out with these dweebs instead. But all of this is just set up for Ichigo meeting this dude, Ginjo, and his band of Fullbringers. Yuck. Look at this exciting cast of characters. So that's the arc, right? Ichigo is working to get his powers back with the help of Execution. And in the meantime, this weirdo is hunting down his friends. And also, while all of this is happening, I'm assuming Hiyori is somewhere recovering, growing her legs back like Deadpool. Number 2. The good, the bad, and the horribly embarrassing. Alright, so overall, I think I like this arc. I don't know if I like it as much as the other stuff, like the RUKIA arc or the early stuff, but I think this is about on the level of probably like the Soul Society arc for me. Let's start out with the basic overview of what I liked and disliked before we get into the nitty-gritty details in later sections. I liked Ichigo's overall character arc. It really made me reconsider how I viewed him as a protagonist. I liked that his human friends finally got a spotlight. So like Chad or Hime, but there's a caveat to that. We'll talk about it later. And I like the overall plot of the arc. I think the whole sort of murder mystery angle was well done, and the arc felt well paced, so it was easy to get through, unlike other arcs. I disliked all of the new characters. I hated everyone in Execution, and I hope to God none of them ever show up again. I also disliked that Ichigo's family wasn't as involved as they could have been, I guess. Karn and Yuzu obviously played a big role, you know, being brainwashed and essentially becoming damsels in distress. But I feel like a lower stakes arc like this would have been really cool to reaffirm the bonds that he has with his family members who are supposedly super important to him. So that's the good and the bad. Now for the horribly embarrassing, which will lead into next section. Because even though my favorite characters got more of a spotlight, they still got hoed. Number 3. When will this injustice end? Chad and Orihime get a big spotlight in this arc because their whole thing is that they were kind of trying to help Ichigo get his powers back, but also trying to protect him so that he could rely on them for once. That leads to many exciting moments, including scenes where Orihime actually does something. Okay, Chad. Okay, W Chad fight scene. We rarely see this. You know, he's usually getting bodied, and I assume he'll get bodied here too, but okay. Okay, she's fighting too! Oh my god. No, this is the best fight scene in the entire show. We were so close, y'all. So close to having a whole arc where Chad and Orihime rake in a net W that outweighs their losses. But no, instead we have to watch Ichigo's loyal and stalwart companions turn against him because this suspender-wearing weirdo inserted himself into their memories. The one time we actually get to see Orihime fight and it's against Ichigo. Honestly, I'll take it, man. It's like a monkey's paw, which I'm like, dude, I hope they show Orihime in a fight scene. And then they give me this. And it's like, oh, okay. In the same way, Chad is relevant for the first time since like ever. And the whole time he just sits around the execution hideout looking surprised at things and occasionally discovering information we already knew. And it's not just Ichigo's human friends. Rukia also gets a bit more to do, before also getting hoed. I hate that I accidentally spoiled it by seeing her in the previews last episode. Oh my god, she looks cold now because she has ice powers. Wait, she looks different. She looks so cool, dude. I don't know what's different about her, but... Oh, hell nah, dude. Of course, RUKIA out of all of them had to be the one to get hoed. Now, this doesn't necessarily make the writing in this arc bad. I'm obviously just upset because these are my favorite characters. But like, how hard is it to just let Chad and Orihime do cool things? It's not like that takes away from Ichigo doing cool things. And why was RUKIA the only one to lose her fight? Like, make it make sense. Oh, and I guess I should also note that Ishida gets hoed, but that's okay. That's actually a positive in this arc's favor. Number 4, they really tried to gas them up. Okay, let's talk for a little bit about the newcomers for this arc, the members of Execution. As I already mentioned, they all suck. They all have these bootleg JoJo stand powers, none of them are interesting, and worst of all, the anime tries to hype them up to be these cool, powerful characters who could go to toe with Gote 13 members. There's this old dude who thankfully dies in one hit to Kenpachi, and that scene was like popping a pimple levels of satisfying. There's this lady who's probably the least annoying out of all of them, but she's still about as memorable as a plain McDonald's hamburger with no condiments. We also get this bootleg Rin Tosaka looking character who might be the most egregious waifu bait I've seen in a minute. And then there's my least favorite out of all of them, Mr. Gamer Boy, who speaks in video game jargon and looks like he should be selling newspapers in 19th century London. But then we have the two main ones, Ginjo and Tsukishima. The beginning of the arc sets up Tsukishima to be the mastermind villain behind it all, right? The twist being that he was in cahoots with Ginjo and the rest of Execution the whole time. He used his past altering stand, Fullbring, to make their charade more convincing, with their overall goal being to steal Ichigo's Fullbring. A bunch of stuff happens where Ichigo is literally psychologically tortured before the members of Execution try to fight him and his buddies. But supposedly they're all just a bunch of lovable, misunderstood guys that we should feel sorry for, but hey. That's a different topic. So to get to the point, I hate Tsukishima and I think Ginjo is just alright. Tsukishima is interesting because he's set up to be like this Aizen level master manipulator. Again, this was a part of the arc that I really liked because it was a super engaging mystery trying to find out what his motivations were and how his powers were affecting Ichigo's friends. Only thing was, I was a little torn on him having such a personal effect on Ichigo's life. Like in comparison, Ichigo never really hated Aizen, right? He kind of just fought him with the same enthusiasm as a cashier doing their job. But with Tsukishima, it was personal, even to the point where Ichigo was fully ready to kill him. This was cool for upping the stakes of the arc, but in my opinion, it kind of took the wind out of Aizen's sails as far as being the most threatening villain in the series. But hey, maybe that's what Tite Kubo intended, I don't know. On the other hand, we have Ginjo, who is a lot more, I guess, confusing of a character. He's Ichigo's ally for most of the story, then reverts back to his true persona after being slashed by Tsukishima. Then he becomes like cartoonishly evil, but then also at the end it's like, oh, he wasn't that bad. Let's give him a proper burial and essentially pardon him for his crimes. He's definitely an interesting character for sure, and I think overall he worked for me, at least from what I think the anime was trying to achieve. I never really liked him that much on a personal level, but I can appreciate the ways he affects Ichigo's development. I mentioned this in my reaction, but Ginjo is almost like Venom to Ichigo's Spider-Man. He's shown as like, this is Ichigo, but if everything went wrong and he turned into a weird asshole with a mullet. Now, I also know, thanks to my lovely Patreon commenters, that Ginjo was betrayed by Soul Society, and that's the whole reason why he is the way that he is. All of this is apparently explained in a, external light novel too. I mean, that's cool and all, it sucks that you got betrayed, but do you really need to walk around making faces like this? So yeah, those are the members of Execution. Like I said, these characters are whatever, but the worst thing, and the reason why I hate them all so much, is how hard the anime tries to gas them up. He's just always appearing everywhere. They want him to have like this aura so badly, but he's such a bum. I feel, but this is the most tragic character in anime. And she, like, looking like she did something. You are not nice like that. She thinks she's her. This dude is talking so crazy, and we know he's a bum. Like, let Hinamori fight this dude, she would cook him in 2 seconds. Yuck, he thought he was so cold with that. I don't know if I would have liked them more under different circumstances, but as they were in this arc, I basically hated almost all of them. Oh, and I guess this bozo counts as a member of Execution too, but I mean, what is there really to say about him? Number 5, the melancholy of Ichigo Kurosaki. Okay, so the main point of this arc is the character development that Ichigo goes through, right? Like I already said, easily the strongest part of this arc, and basically the one positive thing that outweighs all the bitching and moaning about other stuff. The whole point, at least the way I saw it, was that Ichigo sort of has a love-hate relationship with his Shinigami powers. The only reason he even needed them in the first place was to protect his friends and loved ones. That's his whole character, that's his motivation for everything. He doesn't want to be Hokage, he doesn't want to be the strongest in the universe, he just wants the people around him to be safe. But as this arc goes on, we explore the real relationship between Ichigo and his powers. It gets to the point where Ichigo is asked about a time where he was proud of his Shinigami abilities, and he basically says that there are too many times to count. Probably when you use them to save, yeah. Alright. Okay, we they just play the entire series. Interesting. So, is he just learning to love his Soul Reaper powers? The implication to me being that he was proud of the work he put in to become as strong as he was. But then the question is posed to him at the end of the arc. Do you want to keep being a substitute Soul Reaper after finding out how you were essentially manipulated by Soul Society? Which he really wasn't, in my opinion. And the answer was pretty obvious. Ichigo is gonna keep being a Soul Reaper, of course. We got like 100 chapters left of the manga to cover, duh. But I guess as the audience, we're supposed to consider that Ichigo's original motivations were just to be a normal dude who could hang out with his friends without a care in the world. He even says that he never wanted the ability to see ghosts and spirits to begin with. So at first, I thought this whole question he had at the end was a silly conflict to have. But the more I think about it, the more it really works for me. So, like, look, there might be an illusion or misconception that Ichigo didn't really change as a character. He started off the series just wanting to protect his friends, and he still wants to do the same thing at the end of this arc. And again, this is what I believed at first too. But the thing is, he does change in a subtle but meaningful way. He still wants to protect his friends, but instead of reluctantly using his Shinigami powers to achieve this, he's accepted his powers and his role as a substitute Shinigami. So really the whole point isn't a change of Ichigo's motivations, it's really his relationship with his powers. And to me, this makes it super interesting because normally for shonen protagonists, it's a drastic change in character that defines them, right? One of my Patreon commenters put it pretty well. The only thing I'd add is that I think it's more about how he views his powers instead of saying he just wants to protect others even more than he did before. But yeah, thanks for the comment. Ultimate waifu. Shout out Danganronpa. Number 6. See you in 10 years. So overall, like I said, the Lost Substitute Shinigami arc, I liked it overall. There were plenty of good parts, plenty of bad parts, and plenty of embarrassingly bad parts. But again, overall pretty good. The way I see it, this would have been a super fitting end for Bleach. Just leaving it on an open-ended note like this. And I know I said that last time for the Arrancar arc, but yeah, you know. And if you think about it, in a way it sort of was like that for a while. After this arc aired, the anime went on hiatus for years until 1000 Year Blood War dropped. Obviously things wrapped up in the manga, but you know how some people are, they don't want to be reading that shit. So to think that, for some people at least, this was really the end of Bleach for a long while, it's kind of interesting. And it makes me appreciate how the anime told this story even more. Cause look, y'all have told me time and time again that Tite Kubo doesn't even fuck with this anime adaptation. He thinks it's a load of dog shit, right? A load of baloney. Sure, right? But as a semi-conclusion to everything, I think Studio Pierrot put together something pretty nice here. Because I mean, I assume the same sentiments were in Tite Kubo's manga, like all the character development with Ichigo and stuff. So yeah, overall, thumbs up. 10 out of 10, would recommend, peak fiction, I don't know, whatever all those things people like to hear YouTubers say about their favorite anime. But now that that's all out of the way, let's end the video with the part that you viewers tend to like the most. Number 7. Reaction highlight compilation. There go Ichigo. He's just a normal bum now. He's just like you and me. Huh? With your consent, right? I assume by everyone they mean this everyone, like his friends. Imagine they did an announcement on the school speaker system talking about Ichigo Kurosaki in class 2-1 is a Shinigami. What if Rukia is just like right behind him right now? Like Rangiku is right behind him, like naked right now. Well, Karin would have seen her. That's like carrying around your work ID from a job you don't work at anymore. It's like carrying around your employee tag from when you worked at Target. That's the interesting part about Ichigo. He doesn't even want to be like Hokage or Pirate King. He just wants to hang out with his boys, you know what I'm saying? That's what makes him such a different protagonist from other shonen characters. But he's feeling away about it. You could say it, Ichigo. I miss being able to yell out Bankai and whip my long sword out in front of other men. Oh, brother. Who is this, Aizen Part 2? He's trying to get that ring for Orihime, you know what I'm saying? Move her ass to Tokyo. You know he gotta get that Gucci designer bag for Orihime, get her them Jimmy Choo heels. You know, maybe that Cartier on her wrist. Speaking of, where is Orihime? This is why she's the best character. What did I say before? Orihime shines when it's like just a normal slice of life, mundane setting. Like when everybody's fighting and wiggling their bankais around, she doesn't really have much to do. Just this past 2 minutes alone has been more entertaining than anything she's done in the entire RUKIA arc. Me personally, if I saw that, I'm calling the police, dude. A teenage boy gets pulled into some white van. Oh, she wanted to do some freak, you know, yeah, or he may have freak, you already know. Why'd she just get on his desk? She about to do some freak shit, you know. Or he may relax, bro. This is a family-friendly channel. Wait, but for real? Wait, is her phone case? It's like a sandwich, right? It's supposed to look like a little sandwich. Orihime might be the greatest fictional character ever to be conceived. And that's her ringtone, you bitch. Damn, Ichigo goes to buy a gun. He's like, if I can't use Reiatsu, I'm gonna use this 4-5. Imagine that's how Ichigo fights for the rest of the series. Instead of summoning Zangetsu, he pulls out an AK-47. Yeah, I'll show you spiritual pressure. Aizen wouldn't want no problems with Ichigo if he had a M16 on him. Smuggled in straight from America. Taste these hollows, Aizen. And I'm not talking about no spiritual pressure gun like Coyote Stark had. I'm talking about a straight, like, Uzi. Who could this dude possibly be? What is my theory? What if he's Ichigo's son from the future? What? It's like Trunks from Dragon Ball. But the twist is he has black hair, so this is him and Rukia's child. Or he is like, damn it, I lost out. Okay. We have the ability to conjure guns. What? He has the ability to conjure cum? He turns any drink into lean. They're waterbenders. Ew, I hate that video. Ah, there it is. Fullbringer, there it is. That explains everything. So this is literally like last time where instead of meeting the Visored, he meets these Fullbring people. Oh, hell. I'm turning this episode off, y'all. No, we understand nothing about it. He just saw you squirt liquid into your own mouth. You are not doing anything on that PSP, bro. He's probably on his 20th death. I know you are not nice at whatever game you're playing. Oh my god, I see it. It's turning into a gun! Ah. I thought it was gonna turn into a Glock. Delete this character from the show. I don't... Can we just... This is a fake episode, right? I downloaded the wrong Bleach episode. I know what just happened. I know I didn't just see what I thought I just saw. He's got to get a disinfectant, because there's no way she didn't just pass him COVID from that. He doesn't even know who he's messing with, bro. He doesn't know that he's against one of the most powerful anime characters of all time. Look at her tactics! 200 IQ. She's a natural born battle strategist. She's a natural born battle strategist. One of the most powerful anime characters of all time. He doesn't even know who he's messing with, bro. First of all, she threw out a shield as an offensive move. Bro. This is crazy, I'm not gonna lie. But how are you gonna contribute? She got a gun for sure. Imagine they start whispering like, hey, why is your son following us? He thinks we can't see him. There's nothing on the screen. He's not playing. He's really just pressing buttons looking like he's doing something. Honestly, relatable. I would do that if I didn't want to talk to anybody. I definitely don't want to talk to these motherfuckers. So I kind of feel him. What is her power level right now? Like, what is the power scaling like for these people? Because Ichigo is obviously not as strong as he was at any point in this series. He's probably not even as strong as he was in the Soul Society arc right now. So are these Fullbring people like barely lieutenant level in this universe's power scaling? Because I feel like Rukia or Renji would fold any of these people in 2 seconds. Like Hanataro would fold this lady. Oh, I get it now. This is somebody's fetish, isn't it? One of Taite Kubo's editors was like, yeah, man, you gotta put this lady getting her boots covered in brown slime. And Taite Kubo was like, no, I actually wanted to have her, wanted her to have a Zanpakuto. No, she's gonna have dirty boots. And then she kicks Ichigo and steps on him. And Taite Kubo was like, alright, just make sure my series doesn't get canceled. Invaders must die. Oh, what? Oh, brother, he's got video game related powers. Toss him out the window. Ew, I hate this. This is disgusting. This is the absolute worst moment of Bleach right now. Honestly, I want Ishida back in the arc, bro. That's how much I don't fuck with these new characters, bro. Ishida, come back, man. We miss you. I take back everything I said. Get these bum Fullbring people out of here. What are they even doing? Is that... They gassed her. Is that a lieutenant thing on her arm? Okay, Rukia. Wait, Rukia got the promotion at work? Hold on. And she got that look on her face like she knows she's her. What Meg the Stallion say? Her, she. Oh my god, Orihime's cooking him. Oh! Get him. Talk to him! Yeah. You all bloody now. Messing up your nasty ass grease jacket. That's my goat. Ew, and I hate that they made this Bankai even tinier. Like, bro is experiencing shrinkage. Is it cold in there? I need Rukia to show up and give this dude a wedgie. Oh, that's crazy. Imagine somebody calls up your girl right in front talking about, hey, come over. Oh my god, if Ichigo did that, I would... be elated. Imagine they actually are crazy and Tsukishima really has been a part of the past. That's the twist of Bleach, that Tsukishima is actually the protagonist and these two are just like tweaking. Right. Lucky you, Ichigo. I'm on Tsukishima's side now. Ichigo's tweaking. Imagine. He got me too, guys. He slashed me through the computer. Can you imagine? That's like The Ring. That's a crazy horror movie concept. You know what? Maybe you just gotta accept him as part of the family now. Tsukishima's now a permanent cast member. He's gonna be the main character in 1,000 Year Blood War. Oh gosh. Yeah, Ichigo, what's wrong with you, bro? You tweaking, man. I remember these fun times in Soul Society, dude. I remember all this stuff. I don't know about y'all. These were my favorite times. It looks like he's like AI generated into the scene. Where's Tahinamori? Finally some like real characters instead of these bums, dude. Wait, where are you aiming at? Oh, I thought he was gonna hit the house. I'm like, isn't everybody inside? Isn't everybody inside the house? I was like, there are people. Everybody's just dead. Ichigo's like, damn, I gotta protect my family and friends. Fires a Getsuga Tensho into the building they're all located in. I gotta protect them. But also, if they're killed in collateral damage, it is what it is. This dude is so he low-key. This is crazy, but he might be my least favorite character, like competing with Sal Sapporo. But that seems like kind of a reasonable thing to do. It's like keeping body cams on cops, so it's like they can be held accountable. That seems very reasonable on Soul Society's part. But that seems like a very reasonable thing, because what if the substitute Soul Reaper is a tweaker like Ginjo? That's what I'm saying. It's very reasonable for the combat pass to like monitor Soul Reapers, because literally they had a substitute Soul Reaper who was a tweaker. That all makes sense to me. But Rukia, why did you lose your fight? I'm all hung up on that. I mean, she did kind of get Ryuruka at the end. She kind of froze her. Oh, no problem. You don't gotta tell me that. Trust me, that will not be difficult. I'll see you in 10 years for 1,000 Year Blood War. Alright, that's everything I gotta say about the Lost Substitute Shinigami arc for the most part. Can't wait to start watching 1,000 Year Blood War sometime soon. If you want to join along with me and watch full-length, uncut reactions to all the episodes for this anime and other shows, consider donating to Patreon. And if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, and comment below, I don't know, which execution number is your favorite, I guess. Otherwise, that's the video. Peace. Do we ever get to see Khan again? Someone reminded me that he got kidnapped by a robot captain and, you know, he got used for experiments or something, but I still kind of miss him being a part of the show. I know he still does post-credit segments once in a while, but it's just not the same. I feel like in 1,000 Year Blood War, if Khan shows up again, it's gonna be like Darth Vader showing up at the end of Rogue One. I'm gonna be super hyped.